You are listening to Let's Go, the weekly anime podcast about weekly anime from Dynamite in the Brain and Secret of the Sailor Madness. So come along and hang with the Let's Go gang. It's Dwayne.
Hello.
It's Niall.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's me, Brian. And on this episode, we are covering the anime that aired the week of the 14th of September 2020 to the 20th of September 2020, with a couple of obsections? No? Exceptions.
Ouch.
Oh, blimey. I'm in malapropism mode again today. Which I had the same problem recording Samurai Champloo, I think. Righty-ho. Okay, yeah, we're going to start off with BNA, Brand New Animal, Episode 12, Anima-City. Our final episode, and thankfully, very little exposition, because
There is some exposition where he's like, actually, this is the real secret history, but it's done with laser explosions, so it's cool.
Mm.
Yes, because it turns out Alan was a beastman all along, but he was an inbred rich beastman who was trying to get rid of all the non-inbred beastmen. Because they
Yeah.
weren't pure, even though apparently his bloodline has been so inbred he's ended up with 3 heads.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not good.
It's not good.
Yeah. It was a very much when he's facing down with Shiro at the end of it, and they both morph up. Oh, this is Godzilla versus King Ghidorah.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well. With the blue lasers and the yellow lightning and shit. Yeah, yeah.
After we left it last week with Shiro eating Michiru, but it turns out that her blood is the cure for the Vassal syndrome. And so he returns to normal and just a slight shoulder wound because she'd got gorilla arms at the time, so it's fine.
So a giant wolf biting a gorilla arm, when that arm shrinks down, is a very small wound.
Yes.
Yeah.
The mayor shows up with our albatross friend, and they rush off to the science lab and discover that they can make a serum out of the blood of our 2 heroines who are half beastman, half human. And so that's what they're going to do. But Nanana wants to help out and save the beastmen because she feels responsible for this being the problem in the first place. She'd been duped.
She's hoping she can calm them, because if they can remain calm, they don't turn into Hulk monsters. Yeah,
it probably would be good to stop them from rioting and killing each other before we get the serum that can save
well,
them.
we don't. They're not trying to take enough blood out of her to like cure everyone in the city. They're just trying to like synthesize it, so they just need one of them there to get the sample, basically.
And meanwhile, Shiro is going to take out Alan and tells Michiru to stay behind, but she's like, haven't you learned by now? I'm going to do what I want, not what you tell me.
Yeah.
And they all head off. We see Nanana helping out some children with the albatross. Again, they don't seem to be affected. The cop doesn't seem to be affected.
Because they're not panicking like anyone, and the mobsters are just like, yeah, we're used to this stuff, you know.
Yeah.
The children are like maybe too small to be affected. They're more scared than agitated, if that makes sense.
At what point does Michiru drop the phone and they discover that the
is
it when Jackie shows up? Because the Jackie and the bear, the baseball team,
Jackie shows up
because they show up to save Nanana, don't they?
Jackie shows up to save the real Silver Wolf to them because they gave them the crustless braid. And also, I did like her thing of like, "Hey, Shiro, I'm not dead," where she's like, you know, take a video of him with the phone. Is like, because you look really cool, howling in mourning my death. You look pretty cool.
Yes.
But yeah, it was when Jackie shows up to save the day, going lamenting, "How could I believe I could save the day? I'm terrible." Like, nah, Jackie, you're the best.
Boris shows up and goes berserk and that's the point at which, because when he goes to grab Nanana, and then Nanana does a motion which is sort of like, oh yeah, Imayashi's storyboarding this episode. It's like at that point, the brakes are off and it's full blown. Imayashi, like really skippy, fast, cartoony animation, and it's all the better for it.
Yeah. fun Boris as well. He doesn't seem to be quite right. He doesn't seem to be like,
They definitely did some
snake
experimenting
Beastman.
on him.
Yeah, he's
yeah.
like fucked up. He's like fucking the dude from He-Man who's made out of snakes. Really.
I was trying to think of what that fucker's name was. Yeah, I couldn't think of it.
It's not Cobra Kai. That's the karate.
Yeah,
Cobra Khan or something like that.
You pull his body apart, and he was basically like 2 legs that was filled with like a pants full of snakes. Basically, is what he turned into. Can't think of his fucking name. Yeah. He's that guy. I'm glad he didn't take the mask off entirely because I feel like it's just like this. Whatever's under there is just going to be nasty looking.
Yeah. The Howl works on him as well, though. Messed up as he is.
He's still a beast man. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the howl calms them because they all start howling back, I suppose. And the blood is the cure. So they got a 2-point plan, I guess.
Yeah. Marie has turned up as well. She's, I think, looking for a mongoose this time. One final act of mockery. She's dicing up and fighting Boris.
I mean, like, she's mistaken for a mongoose, but then she starts kicking that snake's ass. So exactly. I'm thinking that's a mongoose.
King Hiss.
King? Really?
Yeah. King Hiss, that's pretty lame. But there's like so many like snake-based puns in there, you know.
Yes.
You could probably get up something pretty alright.
There's King Hiss, Ratlaw, he had the extending neck. Tongue Lashaw, he had the extending tongue.
Like a little bit.
Cobra Card, he was a water pistol. You pressed his head and he squirted water out his mouth.
Okay, that's the dude.
Oh dear.
Yeah, and then there was some more they introduced later.
I suppose G.I. Joe had already taken all the good snake puns.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, and you can't like cross copyright with the different company at the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well.
No can do. So yeah, I love that Jackie was back. I love that the entire team were back and hadn't gone wild because of they're having the purest belief. Yeah, and then they're cutting on the wolf howl makes all the other animals, the beastmen, howl, and then they're going to play that across town. They get Jackie and the gang to go around switching on all the TVs in town.
Break into everyone's house and turn on the TV. Can do. Wait, what was the second part of that? And they're gonna go back to the concert and play the live broadcast and just upload the video to YouTube, basically.
Oh, Michiru's here because she's been chasing the drones and smashing them in constantly because that was
good. Like initially it was like tachikomas and then the flying drones looked like bees, and I was like, I'm getting the fucking Sonic the Hedgehog vibes now, man.
Yes, because she smashed them all coming out of one chimney, but then realized
he just points to the other chimney behind him. It's like
and then we get the showdown between Alan and Shiro, and that's where he's revealed his real bloodline.
See, regular beastmen, they keep crossbreeding, and even though you only end up as one of your parents as a beastman, you're inferior because you breed with other beastmen. But I just breed with other wolf beastmen, and also I bathe or drink the blood of 1,000 wolf beastmen, which means I get 3 wolf heads.
Well, it's something like what happened to Shiro, because when he was just like lying in the devastation of his people, was all absorbed up into him. And that's coming up now. It's like, no, all my buddies inside me are telling me I gotta kick your ass. And you see the kind of shadows silhouetted against the wall there.
I like the idea behind it, like the idea behind like taken power and the idea behind like earned power or inherited power. Yeah, rightfully inherited power, like carrying on the legacy of his fallen comrades, rather than just going like, I'm gonna kill 1,000 wolves for myself. Yeah.
And so at one point, Shiro is about to give Alan the syndrome, but then gives him. Well, he does give him, and he's about to go mad, and then he spots a disapproving look from Michiru, and so therefore gives Alan his blood to prevent it, because apparently, in getting the blood, he's developed. Anyway, yes, it's.
Yeah, it's like
antibodies.
Sure.
If you take her blood, then you have your blood is now an antibody. So I mean, like, but you say like give him the blood. He does like jam his arm into the dude's mouth and then punches him.
Yes.
It's like,
Yeah,
I'll make it hurt that you're going to bite me, which is really funny.
And the fact that Alan's got such cartoony eyes when all this is happening is also
yeah. It's I mean, like for the big reveal of a 3-headed fucking Cerberus thing, they did a good job of doing it, making all those heads distinct. I did like the 3 distinct voices as well. That was nice.
Yeah, and so they let Alan live. They get all the. I like the fact that all the howling beastmen are still in a trance, waiting to get their serums.
Yeah, some of them with earphones on and stuff. Yeah.
That's good.
But I really enjoyed this episode. But overall, it felt a bit like this last 3 episodes would have been in an earlier Trigger series where they'd got 24 episodes to play with. These would have been like a good chunk of the second half of the series, but then there might have been a bit more.
Yeah,
because it feels like they've left it open enough that they could
go back
to do a sequel, because we don't know like what other members there are in the Sylvester family.
Presumably other pure blood weird monster men.
Yeah. The company now that Alan stood down.
Yeah.
What?
And just because Bashiro's background doesn't change, or like the limit of his superpowers. I did like the way he was like, "I'm just going to keep fighting you until I figure out that weird trick you're doing by shooting lasers."
Yeah.
It still feels like they could do more for sure.
They're opening up the city to humans to come and visit it as well. So that's we're trying to ease tensions that way, but there would inevitably be some, at least initially. Wanted to do it. Yeah, it's a little kind of troubling as well if folks who are reading it as an allegory for a very basic allegory for what injustices are experienced by certain like minorities and people in the world. I thought there was some kind of thing going on in the background of testing stuff, putting it in the water or some shit like that makes them hulk out and go crazy. It was sort of saying that, this like these kind of people, they have this inherent that inherently inside them is this like capacity for violence and. I mean,
like if you were to stretch, you could interpret it as like the stresses that minorities have to fucking put up with in terms of discrimination would drive them fucking crazy unless there's some intervention done. But I don't think magic blood is the solution.
Yeah.
What is this? A fucking what were those guys who wrote magic blood into every goddamn script? They did like the Star Trek reboot movies and shit. Can't think of them. They love magic blood anyway.
They did it once and they couldn't stop.
Yeah, they've done it in a few fucking scripts of theirs. Anyway, but it's not a perfect 1-to-1, but I did like your one Michiru's speech to Alan, because that could be taken as it's like, hey, telling people what to do with their bodies and how to live with their lives, that's creepy. You're a creep. And I'm just like, yeah, that is like one of the creepiest things you can do, and it is a thing people do. And again, it's not a 1-for-1, but it is supposed to represent, and I appreciate them trying at least. Yeah.
I think it's like you say, it's not a strict allegory or analogy.
No.
It's telling a story about beastmen, and so therefore they've got a degree of beastness to them. I think they could have done more with that, tying it to actual proper animal-related science and behaviours. But I think the main problem I have is that crammed bit of writing at the end, which definitely feels like
sure.
We want to write it so this is a complete thing. If we don't get a sequel, but we leave it open, if we do get a sequel, there's enough there to, in the setting, we could come back if it's successful.
It is a fun world. I would have even liked more of the fun episodes. Even if they just wanted to do like a special where they're just dicking about in a fun animal city. Yeah.
It's whenever like the first bit of Blood Blockade Battlefront, where we're here to see the episodic stuff, and it's great. But it sort of has to. Don't forget there's an ongoing plot going here in the background. You have to slam the brakes on, so he can remind you of that.
like had they been seeding that over the course of those fun episodes, that probably would have worked out a lot better. It's definitely a pacing issue that the show suffers from. I still enjoyed it overall, though.
Yeah, I'd say there's only 2 bad episodes, which unfortunately are quite close to the end. But...
Yeah. They really have to go like, oh, we haven't been doing this. We haven't been doing our homework. We have to fucking cram it all in. Yeah.
Like myself and Dwayne, I just recently watched the previous evening actually, the baseball episode again, and it's like people. I hope people like this don't like forget about these things when they cram it down so fast. Because even just going back to visit us, this a few weeks removed, and I was like, oh yeah, I'd forgotten like this little detail about that, and it's just in your head a lot more. This is the ideal way. I know it's like tempting when it's all dumped up on there to plow through it all, but I'd say, because now there is so much of it there. You could, if you wanted to watch a lot of things in a go, watch one thing of each, and then if you only need to binge watching it, then just just like get one of this and one of this and one of this. It'll keep a lot better. It feels like, and I don't know.
Unless it's Wacky, because I see people seem to want to watch all the Wacky at once, and people I would not necessarily normally expect to be watching anime as well seem to discover Wacky and go.
The thing about Wacky is it does the thing of like the episode will end like right in the middle of shit going down, so you're like, what? You can't just fucking end it there, and then there'll be like a definitive like end to that thread or story in like halfway through the episode or like 10 minutes in, and you're just like, oh, okay, I guess we're in a new episode now. So it doesn't, the pacing of it's weird, so it feels like the cramming like that. But I feel like this is a show I'm definitely going to come back to and watch individual episodes quite fucking happily.
Then we got Great Pretender, episode 5. Whereas this feels like a show where I might come back to entire arcs, which is probably why probably come back to entire arcs. We'll come back to it, I think, once the rest of the series is out, and then we could watch an arc and talk about it in its completion.
I've heard the next arc isn't as good, but I mean, like, I've been trying to avoid as much spoilers as possible, which is difficult. But this one is the good one.
Yes, cons upon cons upon cons.
As soon as they reveal it, I'm like, I should have fucking seen that coming. And it's like, it was given to you that's how it could have gone down. But I do like that. I don't feel stupid. I just feel like it's like, of course that's what was happening.
Yeah, just the second that dudes bust into the building with guns, I thought, okay, from this point on, only believe like half of what you see and half of what you hear.
Yeah, once you've killed the main character or one of the main characters in the 5th episode,
that made me go, "What the fuck?" And then I went, "Wait a minute!" Straight, like I was initially very shocked, and then straight away, "Hang on a fucking second! No way that just happened."
So it starts with
it was very good.
With the actual, we're gonna create the drugs. You got to go to it, and he's being coached now by the FBI agent in his earpiece.
And they're straight up just going to reference Breaking Bad at this point. Sure, why not?
Yeah, just name check Walter White.
Dear.
And they're going to, as soon as they hand off the money for the drugs, then the FBI will charge in. You just lay on the floor with your hands over your head. And so that all plays out pretty much as planned.
We do get like a little bit of flashback into it where he's like, "Hey, leave."
Salazar out of this.
Salazar, I was going to say Salvari. Leave Salazar out of it. And she's like, nope, he's going down too. And he's like, he's in too deep. He's like one of the next fucking guys after these bunch of guys we want to get. It's like, how long is he going to go away for? Oh, life, for sure. His shit, for life. Like, he keeps asking that through the thing when he goes out for like not a cigarette break, like a breather partway through cooking. And he's kind of asking in the earpiece, like, how long are my 2 co-conspirators going to get? And it was like, probably 20 years each. Yeah.
Also,
he's just like, oh my god, what am I doing?
And also thinking
I'm ruining everything.
Brought him the wrong drink as well. That was the other.
Yeah. That was a funny thing where it's like, is that instant coffee? He's like, no, I got you fucking the good shit, man. He's like, and your one's like, he wanted tea, and he's like, shut up, don't make me look lame. I want to look cool.
Yeah, and I guess if they'd addressed that, he wouldn't have gone berserk. Because it's not only the fact that they shoot Laurent and Abby in front of him when Abby goes for a gun. It's then he's still worrying about Salazar, and that seems to be the thing, that he wants to save himself and Salazar, and so he grabs the gun. He takes the FBI agent hostage.
But I mean, like, was that what she was going to do? Was that the actual plan that he ruined?
No, because
I figure not.
They had it set up.
Because when she pulls the gun on him, I was kind of thinking, it's just like, well, wouldn't that like make him very emotionally vulnerable and shit? I don't know. It seems like your one does give out to him for his plan with all the fucking loose ends in it. So yeah, I guess that's part of it.
Yeah, because then our gangster also goes crazy and blows the drug factory up.
Yeah, well, all this like Mexican standoff was like, back off, police! I got your FBI agent. He's just like, I'm just gonna set this fucking pipe to explode, because all he has to do is is block off the pressure of a particular tank or something.
It's very weird that repeated things come up in these episodes. We'll get drones again later. Drones within drones, and we get people overloading systems with.
It's the popular thing, I guess.
It all turns out that the entire FBI sting is a con. Every single member of the FBI team is a con man. There's a second bigger con. The entire drugs con was just to set up our gangster friend bribing the FBI agent.
Yeah, and he says, "Well, a while take for me to make all this to go away." No, like we can't be like bribing just me. You need to bribe everybody.
We have footage of you fucking in the. He's like, well, you don't have footage of me there, and he's like, we do have footage of you there, and he's like, is that the only copy? He's like, yeah, that's the only copy right now. It's like, how much for that copy? Well, just a ballpark. 10 million?
Oh, that would have to be 100 million.
And she's just like, well, I mean, like 20 million, I guess, but I mean, like, you have to buy off the whole fucking team. So she lays down the price of $100 million. And he's like, it's a very expensive, but
fine, I'll do it. If it gets me out of this jam, I'll make my money again. Don't you worry.
Yes.
Nice doing business with you.
Yes.
And as he's walking out, they bring in Salazar, and he's like, hey, blame everything on this fucker. Ha ha ha, fuck you.
And that was why they needed to arrest Salazar, is because he trapped himself by filming everything. He was filming everything while it was happening, so they've got a copy of him with the drugs doing the deal. And so that's what he's buying off, is the footage. But they took a backup, and that's why they needed Salazar arrested, so they could give that footage to Salazar to get the gangster arrested.
Plea deal.
Yeah, it's like, you bring this into the cops, you can probably get off with a plea bargain because you're getting them the bigger fish.
Yes.
So you'll probably just be like on parole. You'll be grand.
Yeah, this is revealed after the fact, after he wakes up on the beach.
It was not an exploded factory.
Because he's just screaming at him. It's like, you cops, you're all fucking dirty. And he gets like bumped in the back of the head, and he wakes up going like, wait, what? Did I die and go to heaven with
What's
my old
FBI
friends?
agent Paula Dickens doing here? And there's Abigail and Rod just like skipping out of the surf. Did I die and go to heaven? What's happening?
It's very good. It's very well put together.
It's like, I'm not Paul Dickens, I'm Cynthia. Our friend Eddie Cassano was talking to the real Paul Dickens right this moment, I imagine.
I did like that, where he's like, where's that bitch Paula Dickens? I paid her fucking 100 million. And she's like, I'm Paula Dickens, fuck you. Completely different FBI agent, because an actual one.
Of course, I had enough of a reputation that you can just do your research on, or there might be enough available information publicly, or maybe privately, if you're a person of means to put together a profile, and then you come in with a very convincing-looking squad of FBI special agents who want in on this case. And also, as well, you're a crooked cop getting paid off by the mafia, by Eddie Castano's gang. You're probably going to buckle pretty quickly.
See, that's the thing as well. Like, he was a crooked cop. He was getting paid off by your man. So it's not like he could go, hey, is this really the FBI agent? Because as soon as he starts asking questions, they're like, wait, why are you asking? Because are you some kind of crooked cop? He's like, I can't go higher than this because they already know that I'm in with the fucking gangster kind of thing. And I was just like, so that's why... they went for this motherfucker. So your man won the bet because 110 million is more money.
Yeah. But yeah, it's all over rules. I think like even like a quote of like him like trying to like set him up so that they would turn on him was all part of the charade as well because remember she was the one like in his earpiece saying, "Can you do enter for Salazar?" I said, nope, you gotta do it. There's no way around it. No, if you've got everything on you, you have to do this. So you won't try and back out of this out of fear. You guys gotta try and go forward with this, and maybe just go think on his feet and come up with a plan. But it's fine. He's as long as he turns up and flips on the rest of the dudes, then that's enough to sell this is the whole real FBI bust.
I mean, like, I guess himself, the guys they're tricking, Salazar as well, are the only people not in on it. But he's the guy who's technically in on it without fucking knowing he is, yeah.
Yes. He was still a key part of the plot, though, so he deserves to get a cut of the spoils along with the rest of them.
And when he goes like, why did you let me in? And it's like, oh, we're just trying to keep it real. Also, it was funny. And all the guys laughing is like, yeah, when you went crazy, we thought we were all gonna die. So they're used to this kind of shit going wrong because they live dangerously, I guess.
Yeah, and I got all this money, and we sent a lot of Danish criminals to prison.
They did only rob from the rich, and they did only fuck up bad people.
Give to ourselves. But okay.
Yeah, and they like the guy who was like ex-mafia working with the mafia kind of thing was Salazar. They were like, yeah, but he's a good guy, so we're gonna get him to get off with the crimes, which is just like, I guess they did everything they said they were going to do. That wasn't entirely. I'm still wondering what parts are lies and not, but it wasn't entirely a lie.
But to see something in him, I mean that part much is sincere because they wanted, hey, if you want to do another job with us, we could do some.
Yeah, but everything together. He says sounds like a come on, so that's the other problem. Yeah.
We get like a little bit of a hint of Cynthia's real personality through the end sequence as well. She seems like a very different person again from Laurent, and seems closer to Laurent in doing things for the thrill and the fun in a way that doesn't seem to be there for Abby. Abby seems highly strung, and for reasons I'm sure we'll learn down the line as to what her motivation is.
She's very like cold professional.
Yeah.
And she has a very like different face when she's playing a role, whereas Laurent like acts basically the same. Yes. Just he's a very smooth confidence the whole
classic
time.
Suave, arrogant. Which Abigail is just more of an actor and is able to blend into the role.
And Kim Si-won shows up with she's got the money, so we get her back again as well. And we leave it with Makoto saying he wants to go with them, but can they wait 4 years because he needs to go back and serve the time for the cons he was carrying out on people who didn't deserve to be conned. And then he shows up back in Japan with a pile of money at a police booth.
Yeah, it's not even a police station. It's like, dude, these guys, it's way over their pay grade.
Sorry, it's all in dollars, lads. It's just the way it is.
I was like, I guess that's right for this character, but I was like, I'd rather the show was a little bit more irresponsible than trying to redeem him for where we found him at the start. But I guess this early. But we'll see where it leads us into the next arc. Presumably a number of years later.
Yeah, I think it's just still showing him that as big of a con artist he thought he was in Japan. It's like there's people out there in the world operating at orders of magnitude higher cons than he is, and he maybe feels like, I thought I was hot shit, but maybe I need to stew on this for a while and see how I really feel about it.
And I mean, like, it was like very dangerous. It was in over his head. He was really disturbed with working with actual fucking heroin and that kind of thing. It was just like, that was a bit fucking much for my heart. I'm gonna have to fucking wait to get better at being a con man. Yeah. Hideyoshi didn't fucking take over Japan overnight. All right.
That's true. I had to wait and bide this time until everybody else died off, and he was able to step in.
Yeah, but even then, he wasn't the last one. So even he was a limited period of time before somebody else better came along.
Well, he was there long for longer than his boss was, so that's something.
Yeah.
Then, next up, into things which happened this week. It's Extra Olympia Kyklos, episode 17, Your Pessoi.
Which has nothing to do with actual episodes. It's all about it's all about the closing song. We decided, this would be a good thing for making a closing song about.
Yeah.
In which finally a man who has actually been to the Olympics appears.
Because the mayor just heard it from a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend of a barber.
Yes, who explains that the Olympics is horrible. You don't want to go there because there's nowhere to sleep and people just shit everywhere.
We don't have sanitation. And they do talk about that. The Greek version of camping is just lie on the fucking ground. It's warm out. Fuck it. Which is that's not nice though, is it? And it sounds like and I did like the mayor's thing of the ad for how cool the Olympics are, and then your man says the exact same ad without the subtitles and just more dour version of that song. Good stuff.
And then an alien shows up to boast.
Oh, that son of a bitch.
Alien shows up. And so the mayor wants Demetrius to find a way to make their Olympics better than... Sorry, the Olympics better than the Olympics. And so it's another trip to the future, even further into the future this time. We're into the 70s. Where we learn about the first capsule hotels.
And tour buses.
Tour buses, yeah.
And the concept of omotenashi, or just hospitality and subjugation in service of a guest.
I do like the montage of him posing in front of things, going just just really enjoying it. It's good.
They're period photographs as it would be back then.
I think
a lot of these places, I'd say, are a lot more built up now.
Yeah. They probably are.
Yeah, I think they're vintage postcards.
That makes sense.
Okay, and I've watched the next episode, so I need to be careful not to say anything which happens in that one because I'm getting the mixed up.
Oh, I so fucking wanted to watch it straight away because this one was fucking excellent. But yeah, he goes back to the present, whatever. Yes. He goes back and he invents a tour cart, which is just and this is the Tortina Sea, and it's just that's actually quite lovely. It's just and they have a pot hotel.
Yeah, but big vases because he was because he's always crawling into that pot, when he's.
But everyone is fucking loving it. It's wow, it's so spacious, and the bugs stay out. This is great. I love it sitting in a pot.
It smells like shit or anything. It's fantastic.
And Lily's this is all very nice, but we've got something you haven't got. Cliffhanger.
I'm fucking excited. This show is great.
And then we get a song about how to wipe your ass in ancient Greece.
Hey, scat joke. I did like your man is just I use a shard of pottery and it nearly fucking cuts my arse, and it was just what's wrong with you?
I use a stone I found in the sea. It seems hard, but it's actually very smooth and really goes over the curves of your arse really nicely. It's fantastic. Then when you're done, just throw it into the ocean like a fleeting dream. It's all very romantic, the video.
Yeah. And I did like the kind of the dual fucking guys singing their version of the song at each other. It's a good song about wiping your arse. Yeah.
It's more romantic than you would expect.
Oh dear.
And it does tie in because it ties into the poor lavatorial situation at the Olympics.
Exactly.
Let me explain what the Greece do to their butts, because we did say shitting on the ground earlier. So.
Yeah. Then we got God of High School, episode 11, Lay Key. This felt like the episode where the scheduling was no longer quite as well scheduled as it has been in previous episodes, as the opening fight kind of feels short-shrifted. But maybe nothing happens in the comic as well. Because it's very much, I've powered up, I'm going to stick my arm in the air, fight's over.
Yeah, it's especially with this because Jin he's kind of fond of sort of mirroring the techniques of the opponents he's facing. And I think it's really throwing into stark relief. Yeah, you're just going to be a reflection of everybody you face. You've got no like very strong character traits at all, do you? Besides wanting to fight and be friends. That's how like you just copy everybody you see. Because you see this dude, you said, oh, I want to use Chariot. Well, I suppose he's still like in a way training him. Like when Chariot is not borrowing someone's power, it's still you in the ring, which won't fists and feet punching them. You just like give it a little bit of extra oomph.
He's doing the fucking I was going to say Tanuki. He's doing the Fox stuff, but he's still doing the I still can't pronounce it. Tachyon. Tachyon. Sorry, I had it wrong. But he's still doing like the open-handed movements and stuff. It still has the triangular movement. It's still really nice, but it's just like, and yeah, he picks up on that, and then it's just like, what did you learn from this? Use his moves at him, and it's like, God fucking damn it, dude.
So much so that hang on, let me turn myself up on the stream. So much so that the more interesting fight is the bit which happens afterwards at the hospital. Between so while we get the opening bit with the explanation of the nine-tailed fox's history. That's pretty good. And
I do like the way it's animated and everything. It is quite nice.
Yeah, and the powers of the nine-tailed fox seem to awaken something in the guy who had been attacked by the shark first, who was like the grandson of one of the six.
Yeah, he was doing like magic spell-based stuff. I think
with a conductor's baton.
Yeah,
whatever, man.
And
we still don't know what his deal was. I guess we never will.
We never will, because he's like breaks out of the hospital. He's turning into some kind of devil monster man. He's absorbing people.
Yeah.
And that fight's more interesting visually than the actual fight in the tournament.
And even with that one, I felt kind of cheaped out by it, because like he absorbs all the fucking armed guards, and I was like, okay, he absorbed his God, I don't know, girlfriend or maid. I have no idea what the relationship is, because I don't know these fucking characters. But that
was only after that because Jegal showed up. You know, whenever Jegal, it's just that asshole that keeps putting into people's fights. He showed up and he's summoning shark teeth out of the air and stabbed the maid. It's like, oh no, that sets him off.
But when he absorbs the other two, and then they're like, they don't die, but they're never gonna fight again. I was just like, just introduce these characters. You didn't even let one of them fight yet.
It's so unnecessarily mean. It's really just trying to manufacture some very cheap, easy drama about characters that we don't even know.
Yes.
Now I feel bad for them. I was like, what the hell?
It's so annoying. Yeah.
Also, I suppose, well, it was Jegal who chomped him up at the end. So I was thinking, well, but those three security guards are going to absorb. I suppose they're being obliterated. So
nameless guys wearing sunglasses, doesn't matter, I guess. Yeah.
We got someone's son, someone's father is just never going to come home tonight.
Yeah, eaten by a shark. Magic power. Sorry.
So that's pretty much it. I mean, I watched the remaining 2 episodes, but I'm not sure I'm going to watch any more after this if it comes back.
Also, again, the apocalypse continues outside, because those dudes thought, hey, we fended off that being descended from another dimension. We're going to have some drinks.
Yeah, the musicians having their party and stuff.
Oh, wait, no. The fun gate of heaven or something that's opened up, and the angels, robot laser angels, are flying out of it. And now the God of High School tournament is cancelled. It's done.
Well, I guess we can stop watching then. It's a kind of a frustrating watch, because when it's good, it's quite fucking good, but then you get like hodgepodge mess like this one. Yeah.
Oh, it's trying to do the long jump before it can crawl. It feels like.
Yeah, and I get they want to get to the good stuff. What was the fucking arc they wanted to get to?
No, I think this is just how crazy it is in the comic.
Okay.
I think it moves this fast in the comic by the looks of things.
Jeez.
So. I think they just want to finish this. I think they wanted the tournament to be over in the anime within 13 episodes, but so I think that's why they're moving at like about 8 chapters per episode.
And we're not getting to know any of the characters. Okay, cool.
No.
Nope.
Next up, we've got Fruits Basket, episode 24. Here you are.
There we are.
Oh yeah, I was completely wrong. There's like 139 or something chapters. So I was like, okay, there's got to be a new season, and I checked and it wasn't announced. And then the next day it was announced, and I was like, oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
that makes sense. I was like, there's no way they're fucking finishing this off.
No,
this season.
I don't know how I got it into my head. Maybe at some stage the planning for a change, because I thought it was always going to be 50 odd, but maybe maybe at some stage that changed. I just didn't notice, or well, don't gotta tell me. It's like I got a line
sure.
into the studio or anything. But so we'll get like another whole season of this, but we'll be finishing up here. But just before they're going out for the winter break, before New Year's holidays and that. So we get kind of, I think, 2 halves again. It's going to just like a little segment about Machi, who is the student council member who still seems very enigmatic, and we get to see a bit of what's going on with her. She doesn't really get what Yuki seems to want to like talk to her and be friends with her. Just because she feels she's very dull and unremarkable. There's nothing really to offer. That's sort of she got caught in the crossfire that parental feud about who's going to be like the next heir in the family, who's going to be like the getting into the will or whatever like that.
So she was kind of like, you can without needing to spell it out, she was kind of pushed by the mom to just excel academically and not really develop as a person, not really develop like a personality and stuff. Like you ask her, they're all assigning their ranger colors, and Yuki's like, hey, what's your favorite color? And she's like, what? Sorry, I don't understand the question, kind of thing. It's just like, I don't have one, but she doesn't get to say that, and you kind of get that from just her home life, and when her mother calls her and is such a dick.
It's so dismissive. No, it's like, making friends at school? Well, no, not in particular. Oh, well, that's not surprising me. You're so dull and unremarkable after all. Who want to be friends with you? Oh, what's that? Oh, sorry, I gotta go. Bye. Call you again sometime.
It's so like yeah, and I've come across that with folks before, when your fucking family doesn't give a shit about you, and it's just like, it is fairly soul crushing, and you can kind of pick up the gist of it from context here. Yeah.
It's just so sad as well, because this whole point of it was moved. She was one pressured so far, and then like Kakeru just basically, when he flipped out at the family dinner, kind of relinquished any, I guess, association he had with that. So now, okay, you're the next, you're like the favorite in the family now, but you're just like a hollow shell of a person, because we pushed you academically and all other aspects for years and years, and you never had a chance to actually.
You didn't let the kid grow into their own person.
Yeah, so she's kind of when they're going to have like a little go out and get some lunch at a local cafe before they break up.
Doing an end of year party for the student council, and she initially doesn't want to go, but Yuki's like, oh, you don't have a phone number, so we can't send you the address. Here, I'll write it on this piece of paper, and he's making sure she's included because he wants to help everyone out in the student council. And she's like, the fuck, why does this guy like me? And she's kind of getting flustered about it, and she does drop her bag because both of them arrived early because they're punctual, unlike the rest of the fucking crew. So he sees her bookmark of the leaf he gave her, and it's like, oh, that time I asked you your favorite color, it's red, right? I was like, surely it'd be orange, the leaf is orange, but and she's like, oh fuck, he remembered that question, that random nothing question that I didn't answer ages ago.
Internally, like what seems pretty enthused by it. Outwardly, it's just like, no, this is leaf. I put it into a bookmark. You didn't have to give it to me. No, I didn't have to make it a bookmark. So, actually, fun, take it back. I don't want it. Actually, fun, take it back. It's so big. It's too big for a bookmark. It's like.
It's like, well, yeah, and you're like, I did like the bit, because obviously your man, when he arrives, he's like, oh, I guess it means something to you. No, maybe it does. And it's just like, well, fucking, which is it? It can't be. She doesn't want to deny that it is something that matters to her, but also she will deny when straight up asked, which is fucking a bizarre thing. It's fun. It's a good bit.
Yeah. Well, this the more touching moment of that was just before, because she's gonna walk towards a meeting. It's just, I just feel like I just blend into the background. Am I invisible? Is there anything invisible to me? What kind of? I just don't feel like I'm into it at all. And it's
she doesn't feel any connection to the world.
And then you can start with and here you are, and it's just like he just acknowledges her, and it's like trying to see the phone. I actually noticed you for who you are.
It was someone who was looking out for her and waiting for her, and notices her when she's there, and it's just like, well, that's like the opposite of the existential NY she was ennui, I should say. She was stuck in up to that point, which is nice. Yeah, it's well done.
The other bit then we have of course, it's a my family New Year's party. It was very important to them, of course. But people are kind of like being kind of like, like being like a more open receptive to the whole thing right now, because it doesn't need to be this fucking dour experience where you got to go sit in a room with Akito over the night. You could just like stay at Kazuma's house because he's the cool dad in this family, and everyone could have a nice time in here. So Toru's going to stay over there with Kyo at his place. Also, Rin is there because if she's, I suppose Kazuma will take anybody in, but also she knows Haru will be there at the New Year's party. She might be able to catch a glimpse of him, maybe a little smooching. We'll see how they get on. But I know Kevin is coming in. Oh, I hope you can accept me, as unworthy as I am into your household, Kazuma. Well, no, that's perfectly all right. It's okay. You come on in. It's like, hang on, are you marrying him? What's happening here? This is kind of cute.
It's like a bunch of like cute like little misunderstanding moments, and it's just like it's fine. And like an additional reason I think Toru is staying there is because like wait, she'll be alone with him, the monster. We can't so they both send them off to his dad's for the fucking New Year's.
Yeah. It's also just because Yuki decided to actually go home for New Year's as well. It's like, I'll just fucking go. I want to see people as well.
It's not a big fucking deal. I'll just get it fucking done, and I'll be grand. Like it doesn't hurt him as much to do it, and that's the thing that does come up in the party. Like, because the party's gone pretty well, everyone's just chatting away. There's apparently like a dance where the new guy dances in with the old year or something like that. The old animal year. I think it's that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but the Shigeru is saying, "Oh, I should have got a photo of you in the costume for Ryu." It's like, "Oh, wait, from Ryu? Why? Are you going out again?" It's like, no. He's just like, fun shit. Everyone knows I've been fucking talking to her behind his back about him. Oh, shit.
Yeah. Because he was trying to basically go like, oh, yeah, I could make her all horny for you because she still loves you. And it's like the fact that he's still in contact with her makes it seem like they're still dating. Awkwardness. But we do have Yuki confronted by our asshole in chief.
Akito is there. It's like, oh, I'm so happy you're here, Yuki. As you come to the party, it's okay, everyone. I forgive you. And Yuki is just like, fun. No, it's great. If anything, I forgive you, Akito. Actually, it's not even like not even about even forgiving you or anybody. It's about my fuck ups. I gotta take responsibility for the shortcomings in me. I'm
not going to blame you or anyone else on the things I've done wrong in my life, and it's something I'm gonna learn to be comfortable with. And that sends Akito into a blind fucking rage.
For this moment of self clarity and self acceptance, he gets a jug battered, fucking smashed across his side of his head.
They have to hold Akito back from fucking laying into him. He's rushed to the hospital by his brother. I mean, like, they just rushed to your man's fucking doctor's office. It's like, it's just like, you're not even going to need stitches or anything. Just go check it out in the hospital. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. Yuki saw what I got you, Hattori. I haven't seen you in a while either. Just want to say sorry for back in the day when I was young. Maybe for a little while I held this against you when you erased my school friends' memories, but I know that that's something you had to do. I know what
it's something you didn't have control over. It's something I shouldn't blame you for.
I know you yourself. You had to mind wipe your fucking fiance as well, so that's pretty fucked up as well. So I know you're hurting too, and had to be. So it's like, you don't need to say that, kid. Ruffle in the hair, you little rascal. But thanks for saying it anyway.
Yeah, it says it in his standard flat fucking tone, but you can see he cares for this guy. He's so happy to see this kind of growth in him as well. It's really nice. It's a good moment.
So Kappara's kind of over. Everyone's checking out. Then Haru's heading out the door. He's like, "Hey, Shigure, you going to talk to Akito? Oh, it's not my job to patch up every little fucking argument and fun thing that Akito has. Whatever about it." Yeah, sure. Whatever. I'm getting out of here. I'm going to see if I can go see Rin. I'll say hi to her for me. Yeah, if I can get her to talk to me though. And it's like, yeah, if I can get Akito to talk to me too. He's just like, ooh, hand over the mouth. What am I doing?
He's like that. I'm fucking planning evilness again, but possibly for good ends. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me just close out then with Toru and Kyo with their wishes, what they want to have for the new year. And last year, Toru had wished for Yuki and Kyo to get along.
That didn't work out. It worked out kind of, but not quite. Yeah.
Yeah, but much more was just to break the curse and like for change to happen, for something for happiness to be allowed to pour back into their lives, and maybe just trickling in bit by bit. Like Kureno, Akito's right hand dude, is heading in for the night and gets like Momiji's like, "Hey, got something for you. This is from Toru." In his back pocket, slipped in a burned DVD copy of something, but we know it's going to be the video of the school play. It's like, watch this alone. It's like,
like, watch that kid just slip porn into my belt. What the fuck? It's a sweet moment, but like out of context, it's like that's really weird.
Yeah.
Rascal. I even like your man kind of like not so much reconciling with his ex, heavy inverted commas, girlfriend, where she's just asleep and he's just like, I'm just gonna go in and hold her basically.
Yeah.
While she sleeps.
Yeah.
It could be creepy out of context, but it's framed rather nicely.
It's just nice and Kiwi got these like, all these little threads of romance are getting picked up again. Even Kyo and Toru are being like super adorable. Like in an earlier scene, like, oh, I got this new scarf, it's got little pom poms at you, and he was like, hey, watch out, you swing around too fast, you're gonna hit somebody in the face with that. Just like, oh, you pop.
Yeah,
it's like,
she purposely hits him with it. It's cute.
Jesus, you're mad for each other. Put it away already. But ending out again on another pleasant note. It feels like a come and gone so soon. Well, maybe not that. I will still say that whole Yuki thing probably could have been done a little quicker. But we just need to stew in his melancholia for so long.
I think if it was like cut with something else at the same time, because I know they skipped the whole flashback thing, which I presume they're doing next season instead. With Toru's mom, but I mean, like it could have been contrasted with something a little better, but yeah, overall, like still a fairly solid season, and it's still good. So
yeah, and it's a good one. It still looks quite pretty. There's some good bits here, some framing, and like obviously with Machi does some things are really like in her mind's affected by just seeing her kind of barely tangible reflection in the window of the train as she's going in, like to begrudgingly meet the rest of the school council gangs. And then like he was so kind of like dull and dour. No, it's very kind of grey and muted browns. And then when Yuki comes down saying, "Oh, here you are," everything springs back into color again. Everything seems a lot brighter and fresher. Which is, this December afternoon has gotten a lot sunnier suddenly. It's like that's nice.
Yeah, they've done a really good job. I mean, like in general, it's very well put together like that. But they've done a really good job of getting together the kind of general palette of the seasons. Like because we were talking about the autumn colors that they were using and some of the prior stuff, and here you get a lot of those winter colors, and it does a really good job with it.
It goes like lots of kind of sunsets and moonlight scenes because you get that in winter, so you can use all those colors all you want. We'll happily gladly welcome it back in next year when it comes back.
Okay, is NASLAC an organization? Is that an actual fucking thing? Okay. I thought it was like literally they took the acronym and just put different words in it. And it's like, yes, we are a different organization with the same acronym. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is just the cost of like fucking one appearance. We're not talking fucking streaming. We're not talking fucking DVDs here.
Yeah, man. Fun.
And it's like, oh, you're not gonna check with your bosses or anything. It's like they won't even fucking like give us a ransom when we're fucking captured by pirates. It's like, nah, I'm not gonna fucking pay for this.
You get nothing out of this, lads. Well, how about me? Yes, it's like,
I'll give you exclusive rights. You fucking put me on YouTube. Do whatever the fuck you want. I'm great.
Got you. You're old hat now. I don't want that. Like, man, when would this phone call Tatsumi Fujinami to go beat up these clowns like we always do? It's like,
yeah, because your man's thinking it's like, I think they're full of shit because I've never heard of this Nasdaq, so it's probably bollocks. We can probably just film and we won't get in legal trouble. And yeah, he has been sending him messenger pigeons just in case these giants start some shit, but he hasn't been responding.
He's just there, they're all just gathering on his balcony at Himeji Castle.
And the pigeon is landing on him or near him. Good stuff. I do hope he shows up.
Or another guest star.
Yeah.
Just send somebody. I couldn't be here tonight, but sent my understudy, Fujimi Tatsunami.
Yeah. Well, it's probably easier for him to record for a cartoon than it is to wrestle, right? Yeah. Oh, I just mean like the way the planet Earth is right now, but yeah.
Room. Yeah, actually.
Yeah. I'd be fine with them bringing back Pipe. It's like, yeah, he just went into the fucking air duct or something. It's like when you put a jacket on a dog or something. It's trying to roll out of it or whatever.
Oh, he's been asleep in a crawl space all this time. It's the first place we should look.
Of course, he loves the crawl space. I'd be fine with it because Pipe is a weirdly cute slug.
Ugly dog.
Yeah. I did like it. I thought it was like, oh, is that one in the team coming up? It's like, no, he just fucking loaded up his other avatar.
Oh, it's just Kaburagi in his lion-o body.
That was really funny to me. Where it's just like you despawn, so he just respawned and came in and fucking stole the kill because it's like, yeah, you haven't moved from the last place, idiot.
Camping motherfucker.
Well, the guy was camping in the first place, so I think it's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets so much punches, and he's kind of like saying, "Please stop hitting me with your robot hand." It somehow hurts me through the avatar.
Naturally, breaks up as a horror tableau. You see this guy like, impaled through the chest. It's like, oh shit! Oh boss, you're dead. Wake up, boss! Wake up! Say something. Yeah, I'm over here. What? Who are you? What's you again?
Yeah, when I said that was fake, that's like a fake body. That's not my real body. This is also not my real body. It's me. It's me, the boss. Like, I'm gonna tell you with. Yeah, and he says the thing that she said just before he died. So it's just like, yeah, okay, that's probably him then.
It's defending itself somehow.
It's like it's not programmed to lose. We'll shoot it with the big laser. It's like, oh, it's got a big laser. That the big laser does kill it seemingly. So, I mean, like,
that's just kind of sleep.
I thought it was like an octopus thing where like it's dying and then all the babies kind of come out of it, that kind of way.
Well, we'll see. I think if I get up move again because
sure.
Why else would we go with our crazy planet at the end if you weren't going to punch something really big?
Yeah. You're right.
It was saving its energy because it's made eggs and they're going to hatch out into little fucking wormy ones because you gotta give the rest of the foot shoulder something to do for the big action finale. All decreed by the system.
I do, I found it in this episode, and I found it before, but I just keep forgetting to say it. I love that the gears, the fact that they're complaining about every fucking fight that they're in. It's just like, this doesn't seem like a very well planned fucking raid. You know, they're always giving out. It's really funny because they're all the fucking gamers. Like, it's like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
They're just like, yeah, no, we're sticking around. We want to see where this fucking story thread goes. What the fuck? Why would we log out? And gains like a voice. I assume had a voice the entire time. He was
always in charge.
Yeah.
I expected.
Well, he's always asking it for permission to do stuff, so I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
Oh yeah. just you confront him later on. It's like, no, come on, man, you gotta come back. You gotta come back and fight with me. From once, no, man, I can't do it. It's that human girl, isn't it? But I'll get off acting with her, have you?
Dear. Like she was one of the programmers of it, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's actually kind of going off like like the way we define bugs is something that goes against the system. But it's like there are still over time as people are brought up with this thing. It's not just bugs being identified with a system. Somebody would have like an unconscious or conscious bias programmed that system to find the bugs. So their bias is within that. So it wasn't just a matter of that's just the way the system works. It's just somebody is ultimately deciding this whether they realize it.
Yeah. I mean, like, I guess that's how the cyborgs tend to function, so it makes sense they would make it like that, but that part of it has never been tested, so we're gonna try something fucking different. It definitely combines and does transformations.
It has to, because like
all it is like a head with hands, and I was like, that fucking combines with shit. You can't fool me.
I'm telling you right now, Vaughan, that's what I was saying. It's right there in the opening credit sequence when Natsume puts her hand up, and she clenches her robot fist, and it cuts then to the Deca-Dence in this big punch. It's when she's got to go in there, she's got to help fucking the boss to punch out this giant monster, and she's got to like take the swing with her own right hand and knock it out. I guarantee that'll happen.
and it's just kind of like the thing of them just barely seeing each other, and he's like, "Thanks, Natsume." It's like you'll do good, kid. And she's like, "What the fuck was that? What a fucking robot driving a car? Oh, yeah. What the fuck?"
For him, it's this moment of acknowledgement. Like you and me, we're in this to the end. I'm glad I met you.
Yeah. This is the last time I'll see you, kid. Good luck. And for her, it's like, the fuck was that? And it's like, holy shit, there's a lot of fucking cute robots over here. This is great. In the middle of the fight, like. But Minato's actually there. Minato, yeah, for sure. Minato's there in his like actual robot body. I know that's not his real body, but you know what I mean. The bit that has his core, which is like that's very dangerous because they're about to squash this fucking world, this little ecosystem they got going.
Yeah.
Again, I literally have to do this so we could fucking podcast right now. But in order to be able to use the Deca-Dence, he had to turn off and on again. We don't know why. You just have to do that. That's how you make it work. And I was like, yeah, this is too fucking real.
Even thousands of years in the future, that feature will persist.
It's like, yeah, but it won't work until you go off and on again. That's just the way. This show's fucking really good. I can't see it fucking up the finish line at this stage. It's just done so well.
When Cabaraghi awakens to consciousness within the Deca-Dence, I hope it's like a Windows 95 loading screen there.
Oh, that like he's running on a wave. Fucking yeah. They're less cute. They're more like pixely or something. Yeah.
And Jill mentioned like, I wonder what happened with something with the bald guy left in there. So is there something within the coding of that Cabaraghi will meet inside it?
Yeah, consistently fucking good.
Yeah, and bonus points for sending out all the tankers out to fight the smaller Gandalf that emerged from the bigger one. And but this is after a feed of pints, and when you're flipping around in zero gravity, that's not what you want to do.
Yeah. That's a good bit. Because she's like, yeah, she's really very good, but it's like, yeah, that's not a healthy way to do it.
And fireworks.
We were. Okay. We'll just fucking divide into teams then. Yeah, fuck
do it this way. Yeah. Everyone find your buddy and hold hands.
For fun.
The National Guard is massing in Chicago, but by the time
they're
they get
probably
here,
not going to move out of there. Yeah.
So we got to. Does anybody want to go and rescue the hostages, i.e., Sophia? We gotta do.
If the National Guard rolls in, obviously they'll just fucking decimate the place, and the odds of Sophia getting out or any of the other what they think are other hostages are there at the time.
She's like, are you sure you want to go? Like even like women and children, with any much abuse in there, and fucking
that's a good.
Go like fun. You got a problem with women, and then hold the door puts an arrow, fucking just gets them, just almost put them between the eyes. You got a problem with children coming along with this? I think we're set. I think we're all right.
He's not bleeding much, so yeah. That's not part of the plan. Is like they're going to do that regardless. Like the only thing your man was saying is like, I get to kill Gil. I get to kill Gil. That was his only contribution to any part of the plan. But it's just like, well, that's perfect. That's a distraction for us. And everyone take a rocket, 2 rockets. Send up one if you find the hostages, send up the other if you find Gil. And it's like, what if you send up both? And it's like, well, then send up both. Yeah, then we'll know it's like, okay, they're in the same place, which is, yeah, that's what it is. So it's a good plan. Reasonably. It's pretty fucking rad. Like you even get like against the random goons, you get some cool moments where the lads are just walking in and just like killing them and just like making sure they don't spill their alcohol because that's a waste.
Yeah. It's fun. Like they put like Tristan, the biggest character, with Hototo, the smallest character, and
put him up against an even bigger guy. But you know,
dynamite.
Who has a bigger heart than Tristan? No one. And he just rams that motherfucker through several walls.
Yeah,
that was rad as shit. I love that. And
gets the Gatling gun out. He's just hosing the place down. Yeah.
Chase doesn't get much to do, but he does get like the comeback of his like, "Hey, get out of here, Grandpa!" And he's like, "The fuck are you talking about? I'm 35. This is bullshit." He gets some good comedy bits, and he's the sneaky one, I guess.
It's like.
That's pretty smart. I feel like, definitely one of the smarter motherfuckers on the show.
Yeah.
I know I really want them to survive, but it's just like you preview, you make it look like they're fucked, and the show makes it look like they're fucked, and I was like, I hope they survive because I really like those characters.
Fucking Jen and Anna paired off, and they were into like
the
female member of the gang. She used like a pistol and 2 knives. It's like fun. You go on, Al. Get Sophia. I'll take care of this one. It's like fun. What are you gonna do with that girly staff? A girly staff. Chink. 3-section staff. Sansa Khan. Let's go, bitch.
When she cuts the 3-section staff in 2, and I figured it's just like, oh, now she just has 2 nunchucks. This is even worse for you, lady. It was just like, no, she just drops them and just goes like, oh, I just got the kung fu, idiot. And I was like, yes, everything about this is great. Al having to throw away his gun and start using the sword was also pretty rad.
It's just like, you know, he goes in, he's doing lep hook to all the dudes, and then this guy off in distance, he's fun, throws a sword and tails from that range.
Fuck him. There's a lot of really good bits, yeah. It's like it's my ace in the hole is not just a net gun, but a net gun that is also a taser. Good plan. Well, it makes sense. It's like you have a guy who throws nets and a guy who cuts down bullets fighting a guy with 2 shotguns. And it's just like, we're kind of shit out of luck there. Nets can't stop bullets. Swords can't stop shotgun bullets. Yeah.
And of course, Kosami has busted his stitches as well.
Yeah. Of course.
That.
But yeah, they all... Seth is kind of hoping that part of the ransom that he's brought will fucking work. Although I'm still not sure if he did or didn't bring the ransom.
No, he didn't. Really, it's for the papers, isn't it?
I was saying, like, was he just saying that to fuck with him at this stage? I really don't know. It's like I said, make a monument to me of their corpses. Why did you bring him to me talking?
That's
not what I'm interested in.
What kind of monument would you like, sir? I told you I want like a Doris column of bones, not a Romanesque.
He's constantly killing his own men. I don't know why you'd work for him, other than the fact that he'll kill you if you don't work for him, I suppose. Yeah. He does. Yeah, your man does say that. Yeah, you're right. Like, I'm trying to think, like, around the time, because it's not like real fucking time or anything, but it's like there's a festival happening in Chicago. I was like, what the fuck is happening in Chicago? Yeah, I'm like, is it like a World's Fair or something like that going on?
Maybe.
Yeah. God, I can't remember where that was. I know the one you're talking about, but yeah. I feel like if it is a World's Fair or something like that, that would tie into his whole thing of rejecting modernity and just being power.
Yeah. World Columbian Exposition. I'm just checking the date now to see if Appare-Ranman. It definitely occurs like around this time.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've seen a date, maybe at least one date, but that's gotta be it, right?
There's been so many newspapers thrown around. You think we would fucking remember the date?
I'd be bothered to look at them. I always want to see that Dick GM posing against that car like a motor babe. It's distracting.
Which would just mean like cool, crazy technology as well. So that's good. Yeah, and God, I hope the bad brothers survive. God. Because when he kind of shows up, he's like, "Hey, I guess I'm fighting the final boss now." Shit, I didn't think that far ahead. Yeah, slight worried.
Yeah.
Oh, and the solution of it's like, hey, you forgot my car used to be a boat. I was just like, oh, that's an elegant fucking solution. I did like that.
Pontoon bridge to get them across the river.
Half bridge, half ferry kind of thing. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, there's kind of, and they're just like taking it back and it's like, yeah, no problem. Thanks for letting us work on your really cool car. Not sarcastic at all. It sounds sarcastic when I say it.
Always well.
And he has a new thing on the engine block. Yeah. Which I'm guessing is some other fucking crazy secret weapon or something. Maybe. It's actually fucking 3-part engine now.
More urgently, Appare's overalls, when he's like working on the car before they head off to the posse together, he is dressed as a minion.
Oh yeah, shit. That could be on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a costume design as well. Like Jen isn't wearing her usual outfit. She's just there in the office, been working on the car all night. Yeah. Yeah.
See, the thing that made me think it wasn't is full view of him where the guy who doesn't know this man says, "Hey, isn't that guy your son?" And I was like, yeah, I guess he wouldn't notice if it was a guy in like a rubber mask, Mission Impossible fucking style. But then later on, they do confront each other and they do recognize each other. I'm like, I guess it is.
Yeah.
And fucking laser. There's so many laser guns.
Laser guns. You got drones. You got drones that just for the purpose of scattering other smaller drones.
Dear. Yeah. It's pretty crazy. Obviously, from where we cut from the last time, Iran can't make the shot, but he could gestures kind of like, fucking look up, stupid. And it's like, oh, there's a huge shipping container there. Yeah, you could drop that on him. Which he drops near him, and he gets given out to first.
You're meant to kill him. Like, well, no, dude, we're police officers. We can't do that shit. Well, we're not meant to do that shit. It happens in real life, but in fiction, we're not meant to do that shit.
Yeah. You might be the action cop movie hero, but I'm not going to drop a shipping container on someone. I'm not even sure what the paperwork would be for that.
But we gotta get off the ship. No, we got to stay on this ship and bring whoever's behind us in. So Connor's like trying to get him out there, but it's like, okay, we got to get past these dudes
because he's very badly injured, obviously. Yeah,
he's messed up. Yeah. Guess what, Connor? You gotta be the decoy again.
So many times. Which time he's the decoy? Like when he's in the pipes, a la Die Hard, or? Yeah. Go shoot. Like, oh, what a prick.
Yeah.
Also, they do ramp up the sexual tension between them. Your man literally has his nose in the other guy's butt at one stage. Yep. I was just like, come on, guys. That's a bit on the nose, literally and figuratively.
For men, I'm always just like, that one like little bit in the ending credits where it was like trapped in a box, very close quarters together. I was like, oh, how did we get into this situation?
Oh, dear. Yeah, yeah. I like the way she's like, no, I'm going to save him. And she's just there like sipping her coffee and just like fucking taking, like pretty much chillaxing, but like the drive is there. It's just like, I can just solve this problem with infinite drones and money. Yeah.
Sugar and that bubble tea is kicking in right about now.
Yeah. You want some jam? It's like, you want some of the tea? And the guy's like, fucking stop, please. Please don't hurt me, man, with crazy fucking sonic weapon. I'm not even sure what's going on here.
Who puts jam into their tea? That's weird. That's he knows that he's a
It's a sweetener, I guess. Yeah. I fucking checked. That's not only a PS4 pad, that's a PS5 pad. Those aren't even out yet. That's how rich they are. I did check. I was just like, it had the same button and had the lights at the side of the trackpad. I was like, fuck's sake. That's a very quick job for them to add that into this.
So Daisuke's dad really did work at Nintendo and knew about Street Fighter 3.
Oh, dear. Panama. Let's call it fake Panama. Yeah. I transferred 100 million to your account. Teach him a lesson. And your man's like, fucking paid twice. Excellent. Okay. Just kill him. Like, I was told not to kill him. You guys can fucking kill him. I don't care.
There's a better contract.
That's it. Yeah. And the money's already been transferred. So it's just like, I've already been paid that you should pay me after I do the job. That's how this works.
Mm-hmm. They also want to take out the engine. One, it's not the boat, but also because the energy is running on the hypothesized in adolium. So that all the energy source, the same thing that knocked out all the electronics. So if we can stop the engine,
the engine's running quiet. There's no fumes. So the adolium engine that's knocking out all the electronics is probably in the engine room. That's why they do have to go there.
So if you can knock that off, you can also get Daisuke his sexy stealth power suit back on. You can beat some people up.
I assume it's made of nano machines. Probably. Yeah.
That'll be.
Yeah, when he has to make the shot, it's like, don't fucking you can shoot the stuff that we need destroyed rather than kill anyone. Which I was just like, oh yeah, and like the gun just suddenly like steadying. I was just like, oh, that's rad.
It was really fun, cool. Just thinking back, man, you don't think you're a hero because of that one fuck up you had, but you've been able to intervene and save people's lives without ever having to draw your weapon. So just fucking think of that. You're a good cop. Just
and
take
the montage of it backwards through the episodes, and like even episode 1, like running up a speeding car, going up a fucking drawbridge to jump into a van to get someone out before they crash. I was just like, yeah, that's pretty superhero right there.
That's cool.
Even though he's a bastard.
I've never been more attracted to him.
They've a really fun, like, bitchy relationship, because like before he sticks his nose up his arse where they're both crawling through the crawl space, your man's like, I've got to ask, are you wearing elevator shoes? And he gets kicked out of the face for it kind of thing. I was just like, it's really funny. It's good interplay off each other. Yeah. I assume he's just making that play every time it happens. That's actually in the show. It's like that way you can tell his powers are back.
Yeah.
Fucking yeah. It's rad as fuck. Because your man just like, I'm just going to use my sonic cannon. Smash! I have fucking superpowers now. Shut up.
It's lovely just like doing like the orthodox boxing style of fun. Dodging and weaving, jab, pow, just doing the combinations.
Because when he's doing that earlier as the distraction for the dropping the shipping container, like it's just like no, that is actually his fighting style, but now it's super boxing.
Yeah,
it's good. Yeah. They really lovingly render that ship explosion, and I assume that's why the fucking bill is so expensive in the end. Ships are fucking dear, yeah. It's in the billions, I believe. Yeah. Well, the dad's it's like Hughes, eliminate Daisuke, and it's just like, oh shit, he can just laser your super suit. He does. Yeah. In the many explosions.
Send in the hover bike.
Fucking very super villain fucking lines.
Escapes out of their hover bike, while they
they're loading up the helicopter.
The chopper. It's like just flying away hover bike. Was just fucking Grand Theft Auto Online now or some shit.
Yeah, very much so.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he went back to the mansion.
No, the mansion.
Oh, my mistake. Sorry. I must have remembered it wrong.
That's...
Right.
Yeah, like there's like the Daisuke's like main big mansion. It's like this weird looking Art Deco building. A little bit.
Oh, because it's very Batman looking. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it feels like just the right length of number of episodes, it's the right amount to get this like end to end. It doesn't feel like it's ever like sagged enormously. And there is almost like kind of allusions to larger things going on, like with these international like secret arms deals and all that. But for the little story I want to tell here, get about this mystery, it feels just right.
And again, I'm torn because you had this episode, but you also had Appare-Ranman and Deca-Dence. It's like, it's a good week again. This is like, which is the best? You don't have to fucking choose. There's a lot of good stuff.
Why be like fun next week when most of these will be finished? It's like, oh man.
I know.
Grand finales for so many.
Yeah.
Yep. Happily as well, the monster of the week barely figures into this at all. It's not even a supersized one. Literally, just like the I keep forgetting her name, but like the lady devil of the bad guy trio. She just sits bored watching telly, and the other big musty Guayararu, she's kind of like stand in one place because he's like the TV aerial. He's like, you won't do what I say and stand in place. I'm gonna go like raise some hell on earth to get my mood. But it's mostly about like Pegitan getting lost. She was like, "Oh, Pegitan, you're so cute. I really love you." I'm not cute. It's supposed to say I'm cool. Oh, why does she get this? She's sucking on a bench. Then he's like, "Oh shit, I gotta blend in." There's like a little girl watching me. And then the little girl, okay, God, keep still. Oh, she's taking me home. Oh, play cool. Don't let it go. Don't let it in. And she just gets brought home. It's like, does she know I'm a real penguin, or does she think I'm like a teddy, like a stuffed teddy? Oh, I gotta try and get out of here. Oh, I can't get out of here. There are like loads of guard dogs outside. Also, I can't get moving. But she seems to think that this is actually a real penguin when she catches him moving around, and it's just like, oh, you're like a little penguin. I gotta take care of you. I'm gonna call you Josephine, and you're gonna like stay with me for a little while, little guy. It's like, oh man, can't get out of here. But the rest of the girls are searching like high and low for the town, so worried. Like Chiyu is like, no, she's absolutely she's absolutely aghast. She's she's an absolute wreck. She's like, where's my little penguin pal gone to? I don't know what's going to happen. Oh, there's a monster here as well. Oh, we got to keep finding excuse for the penguin, though. Got to find the little dude. And Pegitan wants to leave. He gets his chance. Seems to remember that because he's a magical talking pretty animal, he's able to just float and fly in the air. So we're just going to get out that way. He doesn't want to leave the girl behind because she's such a little trooper. She's her mom is working late and she doesn't ever get home in time to see her before she goes to sleep. And she's kind of like fun, make her own meals for herself, make her lunches for school. So she's a bit of a latchkey kid. She's like, no, like I can't just leave her in the lurch just right now.
Is this an episode where a penguin suffers Stockholm syndrome?
Maybe to a little extent, yeah. Like he gets brought to school with her as well, and she's very shy. And no, she doesn't get brought to school with her at all because he's escaped at this point. But he's worried afterwards. He follows her, and she gets to school all right because her mom has to leave very early in the morning to go to work as well. So she's obviously doesn't see the kid very much. So she's got to go to school by herself as well. She's very shy. She hasn't really made a lot of friends in class. I think they moved her recently as well. Pegitan's like, oh man, I feel really bad for her. But then the two naughty boys get him in the hallway. He's like, what's this? Some kind of penguin? What is this? We're going to stretch his face around. What's this? This is really weird. And the girl gets up and she's like, hey, leave the penguin alone. It's like, what? You're going to cry about it? Why are we going to stop us? But then the other three girls in the class what are you gross boys doing? Being gross boys? Put the penguin down. Yeah, pathetic. I know. My phone said, oh, fuck you girls. We're out here. I was like, yay, saved. But she has to go and help deal with the monster because she was, she's again running around town and she is able to find him. But while we're running around town, the girl is there as well. It's like, fun. Like, I'm sorry, I gotta go, but my friend here, but she's like, no, don't leave me alone. You're the only friend I ever have. And it's like, we gotta go find a monster man, but we should probably take care of this first. So it's just, and she's there on the other side of a door, and it's just not anybody, not going to listen. You just got to kind of speak and be heartful about what I'm saying. I'm not the bravest little penguin, I'm anxious, I'm nervous, I'm even still worrying after you, but helping you be brave made me feel brave as well because I can see how brave you are. Because when I was in trouble when those two awful boys were just messing around with me, you got up by yourself and you went over there and you stood up for me. And people saw that, and your friends came in and they came in and stood up alongside you as well. So me helping you be brave, I know what that feels. I want to be able to stand up for people, so I'm going to do that too. So I got to go right now, but just know that you've really helped me out, and I hope I've helped you out as well. You're going to be okay. You're going to have some friends, and they're going to love you. And they go to take care of the monster in short order. They don't even need to do Cure to do her big move because she's the strongest one. They don't even need to have all three of them do it. The combination attack, like you can just take it out by yourself. It's really like it's secondary to everything that's going on. This heartfelt drama between a little girl and her penguin. But even though she's fine, she's getting out okay. The guy's got a knock on the door and it says, "Oh, it's us. Is it okay if you come by and visit sometimes?" Like Pegitan, he insisted that he comes by and we come in and say, "I know you're going to be okay, but it's nice." It's like, oh, it's ends. I still has a note there. I'm not sure what does this mean because you've seen a lot of stuff going on. You were talking flying penguins and stuff. Is she like in on the act as well? Is she cool with keeping up a pretense that there was magical girls running around town? I'm not sure. She seems alright. She seems like a really nice kid, and hope her mother can get some better shift hours soon. She can spend some time together. I have forgotten what the preview was, but I'm sure it was something very wholesome and fulfilling. So it goes well. Oh yes, that's why I didn't remember thinking of it, because this has the whiff of a scripture episode all over it. So, but just based on the things here, it wasn't a lot of action, obviously. So maybe they're just like feeling a pinch and want to do anything like that. So maybe a little bit of break and might come back with like a more action-filled spectacle. Which I'm fine with these ones too. It's just nice to see the little penguin, learn how to be brave, stand up for other people. But you also want to see some dive kicks. You want to see some monsters get judoed the judo flip and stuff like that. There was some good hints of that in last week's one where they're fighting the mutated fledgling bird thing, and there was some cool animation effects and choreography and that's cool stuff. So I want to get sort of back onto that business and get some more of those monsters running around. See some cool scenes of that. But otherwise, yes, it's very pleasant and nice and. This thing you need at the end of the week, it might have had a tough couple of days to lift buoy up your spirits. It's always just a delight to watch. Mm-hmm. We have a new little thing, which was a suggestion by our pal Jake about something he wanted to do. He was interested in doing something about baseball episodes in non-baseball anime, but we've branched out to any non-baseball cartoon because there's lots of those as well. Mm-hmm. So we've introduced a little thing we call it's a baseball episode, where we're looking at as aforementioned baseball episodes and non-baseball cartoons. Starting out with a few anime things there. Recent picks like Dorohedoro and BNA episode of that, and just to round it out, because Jake likes Dragon Ball, we had some episode of Dragon Ball Super as well, where he played baseball with Universe 6. That was a fun little thing. Well, me and Dwayne are kind of wouldn't be as well versed in baseball, so we're going to have an expert on hand able to steer us through and let us know precisely which of these episodes was closest to how an actual game would go down. Look forward to that sometime soon. Mm. Ah. But the slams are forever. Mm. Tuesday. That sounds about Tuesday. Let's see. That is yes, Tuesday. Yes, that Tuesday, the 29th. Yes, that sounds right. Yeah. If that suits everybody else, of course. Yeah, should be fine. Ouch. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. No, it'll be a little short. Not much. More of us. Less characters. Oh yeah, I did watch it last week, but I forgot to watch it this week. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Bye. We see you and hear you.